Good morning, everybody. This is Jeanette, and welcome to our Sage 300 CRE month-end class. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys that there are two attachments with your GoToMeeting invitation. One is the PowerPoint that we're going to be looking at today, and the other is a Word document that we're going to actually follow that has some example screenshots and report results in it. So if you don't have that one printed out yet, if you could go ahead and get that printed, then you can follow along. Some of the reports that are in the handout, or actually a little bit, will be easier to understand versus what I'm actually going to show you on the screen. So I think that handout will be very helpful for you. Let me get my GoToMeeting screen out of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The agenda for today, we're going to talk about some account rules, specifically around specific GL account numbers in Sage 300 that you want to be careful of how information gets to those accounts. If you don't follow the rules that we're going to talk about in a moment, you're going to find that your reconciliation each month is going to be more difficult because of not following those rules. Once we talk about that, then we're going to go through a couple of simple reconciliations within the software. We're going to specifically take a look at the AP to GL and the AR to GL reconciliation. We're going to follow that with a discussion about the closed month tasks in several of the applications. And then lastly, I'm going to show you the reconciliation tool that you can run from the Sage desktop. That might be easier. Some of you might think it's easier or more simple than running the reconciliations within each application. All right, so account rules. Your AR account should only have information coming in from three places within the software. From accounts receivable, it should be affected by invoices and cash receipts. So when you post either of those two things, it will affect your AR account. And then billing, if you're using the BL module to produce your invoices through Sage, when you post those invoices, it will actually send that information through to AR, and then AR will pass it off to General Ledger. There should be no other entries coming into the accounts receivable account other than those three places. And then it's the same for your AP account. AP should only be affected by invoices and print checks. There should be no journal entries to that account. No other module should be using that AP account for anything. Your cash account should have things coming in from AR, which are the cash receipts, from AP and Payroll, which are print checks. No journal entries should be coming in through to that cash account, directly through General Ledger, and nothing from any other module should be coming in to that cash account. The cost accounts within your chart of accounts all need to be job related. So you shouldn't be using these cost accounts for journal entries in General Ledger or for any cost maybe that you're entering in AP, in invoice that does not have a job number. You're going to be reconciling your job cost to General Ledger, and that's based on those cost accounts having job numbers attached to them, the transactions. So again, the big bullet at the bottom of that screen, no entries should be made to these accounts in GL. This is where a lot of times in the reconciliation when you're out of balance, that's one of the first places we look, is to see if a manual entry was made to one of those accounts.